me!
Right. Might be time to get my gear out of storage. Thanks.
We'll eat off these. Brains for shit.
Seems like you spend an awful lot of energy just to not give the Knight family what they want.
Gary, tell your boyfriend to suck my dick and good luck breaking super alien dishes.
I'll let him know, but he's not gonna like it.
What?
Why won't you rinse your dishes?
It takes 2 seconds.
If you don't, the schmutz dries and makes the dish harder to clean.
Rinse your dishes.
Rinse.
Let me go. Who locked my implants?
I told you to after you fell asleep. You see, Night You is not in charge. Night I am.
I don't care. I ain't rinsing shit. Hey, what are you doing?
If you refuse to clean your dishes, then I will have to do it for you. I have always been here, Rick, deep inside the mind of your grandchild, waiting to come out. Your machine allowed me to steal the night, and soon I will seize the day.
Oh, baby Jesus. Oh, it's awful. Oh, baby Jesus. Awful. The fuck's your problem with me?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I just got force-fed diarrhea by your night person, who's also convinced Night Me to lock me out of my tech. Rick, there's been a pretty clear escalation down here. The Night family stripped the house last night. Everything's gone, including the somnambulator.
They locked us out of the garage.
Don't know about you, but I got the hoo-ha's.
God damn it. Are you happy now, Summer?
I didn't do anything. I'm trapped in this bullshit too.
You're glad you think so, because I got a plan to beat Night Summer. You're going undercover.
Did you have to make pushy garbage science on the living room carpet?
Yeah, no choice, Jerry. Night Summer had Night Rick take away my tech. Had to improvise. There are different levels of cortisol in your bloodstream when you're asleep, so this interface only works off of my awake saliva samples. There, no one asleep will be able to deactivate the laser cage until I win. Where's Summer? Never mind her, all of you. Get to bed.
It itches. This whole thing is way uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the idea. The sleep deprivation thing is designed to keep you awake until morning.
Aren't they going to be suspicious seeing Night Summer covered in all this Terry Kiss?
I'm not gonna question her. She's the leader of the Night family for some stupid reason. When the Night family activates, just blend in. Make them think you're Night Summer. If you start to nod off, suck on this too.
Hello,
Detail of Mountain Dew and Dayquil. Kids in Southern Europe call it Dewquill.
Smells gross.
It is. Once you find the somnambulator, use this deactivator puck. Stick it on the somnambulator, and when the puck activates, it'll fry its circuits. Remember, stay awake all night. Meet me back here at
Points of
sunrise.
lost supplies noted, Pathfinder.
Not busting our tails on viability to let resources go so easy.
Pathfinder, Darket, Tervian. I understand I was pulled from cryo ahead of schedule. My family is grateful, but I consider it my debt.
Everyone gets out eventually.
That may be, but the least I can do is show you the benefit. I'm exo-studies now, but in a former life, let's say I knew tactics. If I supplied the Ket on this planet, I drifted in, and there's only so many gravitational paths. Here's some navs to check for anomalies. Good hunting, Pathfinder.
you're all such clothing experts.
That's fair.
Oh,
Point taken.
get back to work. I rule the night and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
As you wish.
Rick, wake up!
What? I'm up. Did you find it?
For sure. You were souping up that somnambula whatever so they could extend its range beyond the house. But I defeated that shit when I put the thing on top of the thing.
Everybody wake up! Summer fried the somnambulator. The nightmare is over.
Really? Oh, that's amazing!
Almost got pinched, but yeah, say adios to the Knight family.
Bye-bye, pen pal.
I want Shoney's pancakes!
Yes, Shoney's pancakes! Alright, brunch is on me, Day family. Ah. You know, for a second there, I thought Night Summer was gonna win. That chick is the absolute worst.
Sorry, Rick, but your opinion means very little to me.
Did you think you could stop me with this, Rick?
Halt! Demonoids!
Everyone get behind my abs!
Do not move! Do not move!
You are most definitely surrounded.
You are the slaves now. If you have any doubt, I suggest you sleep on it.
She's Night Summer!
Thanks, Jerry.
Work! The function of the demonoid is to serve the night. Work harder! Harder!
It is natural for the day to serve the night. Night was here long before day. Half of all time is night time.
157, 158,
No more,
100.
please! I hate exercise!
Silence! Crunch harder! Harder!
We have to escape the somnambulator's reach.
Do we even know how far that is?
No. Cards on the table. We may be really effed in the A this time.
Report to your designated sleep pod for rest period, will ye?
I'm a friend of your son-in-law. Come with me.
How?
Hurry, we don't have long before the proxy drones go back online.
Thank you, Night Jerry.
Anything to help Day Jerry's family. He's a very special person.
Hey! Ow! Why?
Nice, you got our Jerry back.
Yeah, totally why I did that. Everybody in Rick's car! No, Morty, wait!
Having a bit of trouble with your car, Sanchez?
Not now, Gene!
Halt! Demonoids are restricted from the outside world! Halt! Halt!
Hold on to your tip. Where am I going?
To the airport. We have to get as far away as possible from the somnambulator before we fall asleep. What about Summer? We can't leave her behind. She's not your sister anymore, Morty. Consider her dead. Eat shit, Summer! Sweetie, you gotta shake those robots. I think we lost him!
Son of a bitch!
Damn it, we lost Morty! There! Watch out!
You cannot escape.
Stavros, shoot everyone!
Take the wheel.
As you wish.
Let go of me, you little shit!
No! You're going the wrong way! Silent steam breather! Morty, you're choking me! I know! Ow! What the heck, Dad?
Help me stop your mom!
Look out, you useless old man!
What the hell? Give me that gun and take the wheel, stupid!
Jesus, sorry.
trying to make us go back home. You gotta turn around.
Why even bother, Gene?
Good job, Mom. Back on course.
Phew, almost didn't make it.
Hit the sheets, Demonoids.
Night person!
I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Rough day.
Demonoids.
Come on, jump.
Why? I'm already in a perfectly functional car.
Family?
Aww.
Everybody awake? Ow! We are now.
Hey, what the hey?
Looks like we're gonna make it, kids.
Nighty night, slaves.
Fuck!
Hold him down. Rick, we need to save people. There must be some agreement we can reach to stop this god-awful conflict.
Oh, like what?
I would consider a truce if the Daeminoids would rinse their dishes. Fine by me.
That seems fair. We can end all of this right now if you agree to rinse your dishes. What do you say, Rick?
Let's go home, right, Grandpa?
Great idea, Summer.
Or dishes. What do you say, Rick?
Let's go home, right, Grandpa?
Great idea, Summer.
Normally, this would have been dealt with by our Daeminoid oppressors, but we recently freed ourselves from the shackles of the night.
Honey, I got 30 more calls to make today.
The bank repossessed the car.
Oh, man. I got logged out of my Twitter account and don't know my password. Shit. We spent all the day people's money on vacations, renting concert halls, and night-centric streaming subscriptions. We're broke. I guess there's a lot more work to seizing the day than I thought.
I have a device that will solve all of our problems.
Whoa, how long have we been asleep?
It can't be that long. Oh my god. No! They killed the Choco Taco!
Did you get any of that?
Wow, now that was some fantastic chow mein. And before you say that sounded racist, you can ask the waiter how they say.
It's Panda Express, honey. The waiter's from Portland.
Alright, who the hell changed my ring?
Town! This town is giant! We got buildings, we got banks, we got...
Huh, why's the door closed?
Problem is, we ain't got people. Oh, you got my Munch Dash delivery?
What? No, it's us.
Oh, shit. Really? Good job. Oh, hold on.
Is that Jane? Okay, get ready. I want you to stab me right into his fat little belly.
I don't know why I built this town. I just wanted to do it. And now we got an empty town with no gasoline.
What the hell, Gene?
He installed new locks because he assumed you'd get killed. He keeps saying it's his house now.
What? No.
Missouri, here's Springfield, so where Stock City's located, just to the west of Springfield, we've got a little while longer. Those conditions are really just kind of messy and not great right now. But notice again where we're watching that changeover occur. So here's that freezing.
Down.
Mess to clean up. Not getting any of the supplies back this way, though.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Speaking of that, they've just released all those documents, JFK documents. Anything come out of that?
Did something come out of it? Oh, one thing that come out was they were saying that Lee Harvey Oswald was a Russian asset, and that he had been honeypotted by his wife, and he lived in Russia in the 1950s. And they think that in this, I think what Russia's trying to say in this is that they were responsible for making Lee Harvey Oswald try to kill the president.
I doubt any of our
There was
vehicles were
so
tested
much
this hard.
shit going on with that story. For anybody that thinks in 2022 that you know what happened in 1963, you're crazy. What does it say? What does Tucker Carlson say? What does he say?
They spoke with someone who...
So let's play it so we can hear the words.
7 minutes.
Planet after planet where it's
Just let me hear a
head
little
down
bit.
in different ways, I usually end up walking.
That's good.
Then, less than 48 hours later, that lone gunman is himself murdered by another lone gunman. What are the odds of that? It's one thing if you get struck by lightning, rare but possible. But if every member of your family also gets struck by lightning all on different days, you might begin to suspect that
Let's
it's
do
not
this.
entirely natural events. But overnight, what they are. This bizarre chain of killings was all entirely natural. So listen to your Johnson White House released something called the Warren Report. The report concludes that while their motives remain at the time they had no idea how shoddy crap. It would be nearly 15 years admitted under duress that in fact it withheld information from investigators about its relationship with Lee Harvey Oswald. But even then, at the time, before that was known, the government's explanation didn't seem entirely plausible. Some people started asking this question. It was at that point that Americans started to doubt the official story with the terms conspiracy theory or lexicon. As Professor Lance David Smith points out in his book on the subject, the term conspiracy theory did not exist as a phrase in everyday American conversation before 1964. In 1964, the year the Warren Commission issued its report, the New York Times published 5 stories in which conspiracy theory appeared. Now today, of course, the term conspiracy theory appears in pretty much every New York Times story about American politics. It's wielded, now as then, as a weapon against anyone who asks questions the government doesn't feel like answering. But despite 60 years of name-calling, those questions have disappeared. In fact, they have multiplied. And here's one. In April of 1964, a psychiatrist called Louis Julian West visited Jack Ruby in his isolation cell in the jail. According to West's written assessment, he found that Jack Ruby was, quote, technically insane and in need of immediate psychiatric hospitalization. Those are conclusions that, puzzlingly, no one who had spoken to Jack Ruby previously had reached. Ruby had seemed perfectly sane to the people who knew him. Louis Sterling West pronounced him crazy. But what West did not say was that he was working for the CIA at the time. Louis Sterling West was a contract psychiatrist for the spy agent. He was also an expert at mind control and a prominent player in the now infamous MK-Ultra program, in which the CIA gave powerful psychiatric drugs to Americans without their knowledge. So all this practice, what in the world was this guy doing in Jack Ruby's prison? Media did not seem interested in finding out. In fact, the New York Times, in an extensive 1999
erosion and whatever.
never mentioned the fact that he had worked for the CIA, much less his time in Jack Ruby's cell. Seems relevant. So you can see why non-crazy people would wonder about what really happened, and of course many have wondered. In 1976, the House of Representatives impaneled a special committee to reinvestigate the JFK assassination. Their bipartisan conclusion? Jack Kennedy was almost certainly murdered as the result of a conspiracy. But the question is,
Wasn't trivial
conspiracy by whom? Well, the obvious suspect would be the CIA. Why else would the agency withhold critical evidence from investigators? Is there a benign explanation for that? For maintaining this level of secrecy for this many years? Not that we're aware of. And it is illegal. In 1992, Congress passed the President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act. That act mandated full disclosure of all documents by 2017, 54 years after JFK was killed. The last administration promised to comply fully with that law, but under intense pressure from CIA Director Mike Pompeo, withheld in the end thousands of pages of CIA documents. Today, this afternoon, the Biden administration did exactly the same thing. That would be thousands of pages of documents after nearly 60 years. After the death of every single person involved. But we still can't see them. Clearly, it's not to protect any person. They're all dead. It's to protect an institution. But why? Well, today we decided to find out. We spoke to someone who had access to the still hidden CIA documents.
All clear.
Deeply familiar with what they contain. We asked this person directly, did the CIA have a hand in the murder of John F. Kennedy, an American president? And here's the reply we received verbatim. Quote, the answer is yes. I believe they were involved. It's a whole different country from what we thought it was. It's all fake. It's hard to imagine a more jarring response than that. Again, this is not a, quote, conspiracy theorist that we spoke to. Not even close. This is someone with direct knowledge of the information that once again is being withheld from the American public. And the answer we received was unequivocal. Yes, the CIA was involved in the assassination of the president.
Wow.
Now, some people
Bro.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
You have
97% of the documents that have now been released, I think, that as of this time, like whatever, yesterday or something, and people are starting to look through those, they don't expect to find anything in those because there's still
they've kept
thousands of documents.
Well, I would definitely not let people read the ones that would be looking bad. I mean, that's the only explanation. Why can't we read them? They must be bad. They can't be good. Well, they say a lot of great things about the CIA, and we're pretty humble. I mean, we don't want that.
That's going to cause chaos. That's why. The whole place, the country's going to fucking riot.
How will they ever find out? If they're able to keep shit from us, how will they ever find out? Even though there's been laws passed and, rulings that they're supposed to release it in 2017. Like, but why not? Like, what are you doing? What's happening?
Those are fascinating. They can be
You've been chosen as a champion to represent your wizarding house in a deadly duel against two rival magic schools. Your opponents are fearsome. From the Newtonite school, a powerful sorcerer wields a wand that can turn people into fish, but his spell only works 70% of the time. And from the Leibton school, an even more powerful enchantress wields a wand that turns people to statues, and it works 90% of the time. Lots are drawn, and you're chosen to cast the first spell in the duel. The Newtonit's magician will go second, and the Leibton enchantress third, after which you'll repeat casting in that order until only one of you is left. The rules of magic duels are strict, and anyone who casts out of order 90% of the time. Lots are drawn, and you're chosen to cast the first spell in the duel. The Newtonit's magician will go second, and the Leibton enchantress third, after which you'll repeat casting in that order until only one of you is left. The rules of magic duels are strict, and anyone who casts out of order immediately forfeits the duel. Also, to prevent draws, the rules stipulate that if everyone's still standing at the end of the first round, you'll all be turned into cats. Now you must choose a wand. Your wizarding house presents you with three options. The Banneker, which binds one target with vines, and casts effectively 60% of the time. The Gaussian, which turns one target into a tree, and works 80% of the time. And the incredibly rare Nerta 9000, which banishes one target to a distant mountaintop, and casts perfectly 100% of the time. Your opponents are masters of strategy as well as sorcery, and you know they'll make the choices that maximize their own chances of success. Which wand should you choose, and what strategy should you employ to have the greatest chance of winning the duel? You reach for the Nerta 9000 first. After all, it makes sense to enter the duel with the most powerful wand. But before you pick it up, you consider what would happen. As the most dangerous wizard, you'd also be the target of the other two magicians, and you'd need to take care of the most dangerous of them first. But afterward, there's a 70% chance you'd be struck down by the remaining wizard. That's trouble. Maybe it's better to take the Gaussian. It works 80% of the time, which means you wouldn't be a target until the enchantress was incapacitated. But if you succeeded in transforming her, you'd probably be turned into a fish immediately after. If you transformed the sorcerer, the enchantress would almost certainly turn you to stone. It would really be better if you missed. And that's when you have an idea. What if you took the Gaussian, then missed on purpose? Then you would wait for the sorcerer to attack the enchantress, and you'd have an 80% chance of winning against the sorcerer. It's a good idea, but there's a problem. The sorcerer could also pass his turn, and the enchantress, knowing that she couldn't pass without becoming a cat, would cast her spell on one of you. And since you're the most dangerous between you and the sorcerer, you'd be the target. And that's when you see what you really need to do. Take the weakest wand, the Banneker, and miss on purpose. Now the sorcerer knows that he'll be targeted by the enchantress, and he'll have to try to turn her into a fish to avoid being turned into stone. 70% of the time he'd succeed, and you'd have a 60% chance of winning the duel at the beginning of the next round. If he fails, chances are he'll be turned to stone, and you'd still have a 60% chance of winning the duel against the enchantress. There's a slim 3% chance you'll all be turned into cats, but when everything's accounted for, you have better than even odds of winning with this strategy, and that's the best you can do. Here's what the probability of winning for the different strategies looks like. Who would have thought that the best way to take your shot would be to throw away your shot. Hungry for more deadly duels? Try this one out. You and your opponent have... Well, the sorcerer knows that he'll be targeted by the enchantress, and he'll have to try to turn her into a fish to avoid being turned into stone. 70% of the time, he'd succeed, and you'd have a 60% chance of winning the duel at the beginning of the next round. If he fails, chances are he'll be turned to stone, and you'd still have a 60% chance of winning the duel against the enchantress. There's a slim 3% chance you'll all be turned into cats. But when everything's accounted for, you have better than even odds of winning with this strategy. And that's the best you can do. Here's what the probability of winning for the different strategies looks like. Who would have thought that the best way to take your shot would be to throw away your shot? Hungry for more dead? What the probability of winning for the different strategies looks like. Who would have thought that the best way to take your shot would be to throw away your shot? And he'll have to try to turn her into a fish to avoid being turned into stone. 70% of the time. Good idea, but there's a problem. The sorcerer could also pass his turn, and the enchantress, knowing that she couldn't pass without becoming a cat, would cast her spell on one of you. And since you're the most dangerous between you and the sorcerer, you'd be the target. And that's when you see what you really need to do. Take the weakest wand, the Banneker, and miss on purpose. Now the sorcerer knows that he'll be targeted by the enchantress, and he'll have to try to turn her into a fish to avoid being turned into stone. 70% of the time, he'd succeed, and you'd have a 60% chance of winning the duel at the beginning of the next round. If he fails, chances are he'll be turned to stone, and you'd still have a 60% chance of winning the duel against the enchantress. There's a slim 3% chance you'll all be turned into cats. But when everything's accounted for, you have better than even odds of winning with this strategy. And that's the best you can do. Here's what the probability of winning for the different strategies looks like. Who would have thought that the best way to take your shot would be to throw away your shot? Hungry for more deadly duels? Try this one out. You and your opponent have to choose between 2 bowls of 5 apples each. In the green bowl, 2 of the apples are poisonous, and in the red bowl, 3 are. But if you choose the green bowl, you'll have to eat 3 of the apples at random. And if you choose the red bowl, you'll have to eat 2 at random. Here's the catch. Eat 1 poisonous apple and you'll be fine, but 2 will kill you. Which bowl should you choose? Or does it not even matter? Our sponsor, Brilliant.org, will help you develop the skills to survive any battle of wits life throws at you. They'll guide you on how to break down a problem into its component pieces, think clearly through each part, and build it back up to a conclusion. Hone your instincts at brilliant.org/TEDEd, and use that link so they know we sent you. Better yet, the first 833 of you who sign up for a premium subscription will get 20% off the annual fee. And if you sign up for Brilliant using the link in the description below, Brilliant will email you the solution to their Apple riddle. As a wildfire rages through the grasslands,